and welcome to your new unit, Unit 8. Today we will learn future continuous for the future. Please open your books to page 81 and 82. Today you will be able to identify different types of art, improve grammar comprehension skills, and we are also going to express future plans and decisions. This unit's name is Artists at Work. In this unit, we will see different types of art, and we will also discuss or express our favorite hobbies. But first, let's watch a video.
When we hear that word, some of our minds jump to museums or framed paintings, and in that context, some people think, nah, I'm not a big fan of art, I just don't get it. Or they think of art as something that's just for intellectuals or artsy people. But really, art is for anyone who wants to experience it, and it's often in more places than we might realize. Songs you like, movies you watch, poems, theater, even a quilt that your grandmother made. All of that and more is art. So you might be wondering, well, then what is art? How do I define it? Well, that's tough. Art's been around for thousands of years, and through the ages it's evolved in a number of different ways. And the reasons for creating it vary from person to person depending on any number of factors. So defining art is pretty tricky, and it's something that's been debated throughout history. There just isn't one agreed upon definition. However, many believe that art is anything that stirs emotion in you. Now, the emotions that get stirred up depend entirely on your own history, your story, everything that comes together to make up who you are. And because of this, 3 different people can experience the same piece of art and have wildly different reactions to it. One person might think it's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen, the second person might hate it, and the third might not feel much of anything at all. And none of them would be wrong. Everyone's entitled to their own preferences and feelings when it comes to art. You know, the way you feel about your favorite song could be the same way that someone else feels about their favorite sculpture. And even though you might not like that sculpture, it can be valuable to consider why that person enjoys it so much. You may learn something about them and maybe even yourself. The term art is really just a label. Over the years, a lot of people have tried to classify what it is or what it isn't, but that's not really what art is about. It's about your personal experience with it and the meaning that you draw from it. Everyone reacts to art differently and has the potential to grow and learn from it. It gives us the opportunity to tell stories, record history, and tap into our emotions in a way that few other things can.
Alright, boys and girls, open your books to page 381 and we'll start our language section with present continuous for future. A present continuous for the future is used to refer to actions that are happening at the moment of speaking. And it can also be used to refer to future events. So we usually use be going to, for example, to talk about future intentions. I am going to study French. I haven't done it yet, but it's my intention or my decision. I'm studying French this fall. I have already enrolled in the course. So we can use either I am using the helping verb am, and then the verb, and then the suffix ing. Or going to using the helping verb am, going to study French. We can also use the phrase as soon as. As you can see, we are using a verb are, planning as soon as. Are students planning to make a graduation party as soon as they present the finals? We can also use present continuous to express a question with the verb go. Kathleen is not going to her granny's this summer. We can also use present continuous to express a negative statement. And also for predictions about events that we cannot control. Your father thinks it's going to snow today with the verb be. Again, we're using going to. Is Jane going to be the leading actress at the school play? Let's watch a video to learn more about present continuous for the future. In English, we use present continuous to talk about decisions that we have taken in the past and will take place in the future. For example, I'm studying English, or I'm eating breakfast, or I'm drinking soda. But did you know that you can also use the present continuous to talk about the future? Yes, you can. For example, I'm meeting with my boss later today. I am meeting is the present continuous using the helping verb am. And the phrase later today is what will happen in the future. We usually use these words: later, tomorrow, this weekend, next week, next month, next year, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Sunday. Another example is, tomorrow I'm painting my house. I have already bought the paint. In this case, we are talking about the future when we say I'm painting the house. As you can see, we are talking about a decision we made in the past because here we can see in the example. Tomorrow I'm painting my house. I have already bought the paint. In this case, like I said before, the action that is in the past is the paint was already bought. But in the future, I am saying that tomorrow I'm painting my house. Now, remember, in English, it's very important to make a sentence make sense for future arrangements. There must be a word in the text or phrase that tells you that. Let's review what we learned through this example. She will be dreaming until 11 o'clock tonight. We are using the helping verb will be, and we're using the verb dream using the suffix ing. So when we want to make a positive statement, we use the subject will be plus the verb and ing. If we want to make it a negative statement, we use will not be plus the verb and ing. If we want to make it a question, we use will, subject, be, and the verb ing. This was your Monday lesson. See you later, alligator. Goodbye.